This week, we turn our attention to the fourth of the five books of Moses, Bemidbar, translated as In the Wilderness, and it describes much of our travels through the wilderness from Egypt to the Promised Land. In English, the book is called Numbers because the book opens with a census. We Jews counting ourselves, finding out our strengths, our weaknesses, how many we are. We Jews constantly do that. We're always talking about our own existential condition. And in fact, a group of Bet Shalomians recently visited a country where the numbers of Jews are so diminished, barely over 1,000. And that's the country of Cuba, where once there was a thriving Jewish community of over 15,000 people before the revolution. There remains a remnant in Cuba, a strong remnant, people who are proud of being Jewish, people who live in a country where they've never experienced anti-Semitism. How ironic in this country that anti-Semitism has never played a role. Perhaps that's because of the attitudes of the leaders of the government, or perhaps it's just because of the people there. And the people we met were just wonderful, warm and friendly, hardly hostile to the United States. Their country is in abject poverty, and our mission was to come and help the Jewish community, to bring resources, which we did, medical supplies, cash, and we spent some time helping to clean up the cemetery. We visited Jewish communities in Cienfuegos, which is so diminished that the main Jewish family holds the Jewish activities in their living room. We sat there and listened to stories, not of depressed people, but of people who are hopeful and proud of being Jewish, who celebrate their Jewish life as often as they can. The same thing held true in Havana, where we visited both the conservative synagogue named Bet Shalom and a Sephardic synagogue, which both of whom welcomed us warmly. And we had a great time there. We have lots of stories to tell you, pictures to show, and sometime in August on a Friday night, we're going to have a Cuba reunion of our group, and we'll invite the congregation to come to that service and to hear our stories, to see photos, and to be in touch in some way with a remnant of our people that are carrying on the Jewish people under significantly difficult conditions and with very small numbers, which brings us to our Torah portion. Shabbat Shalom.